that more and more people are getting control over their financial lives and actually have independence and economic agency. Maybe this White House doesn't, but there's just been a lot of that recently coming out. Very unfair, and in some cases just straight up lies and misrepresentations of reality. And it used to be that we had differences of opinion, but we could agree on the same set of facts. It's now getting to the point where the reports that are coming out have no basis in reality. They're just basically fantasy. So that is difficult because there is an attempt to leverage these communications coming from the executive branch for policy. So we, of course, continue to engage on our side, as do others in our ecosystem and other ecosystems. But we are finding that there's less and less honesty in the dialogue. That said, courts do seem to still be on the side of crypto because they're on the side of rule of law, fair disclosure. They're on the side of freedom for the most part in many cases, not all, but in many cases. And also, it seems that there is a growing blockchain caucus that is becoming increasingly disgruntled with the unaccountability of the bureaucratic layer of the United States. And they're also realizing that what's happening is creating an anti competitive environment, which is offshoring business. It's not hurting crypto. It's not slowing crypto down. It's just drawing a big wall around the United States where the entrepreneurs and innovators are now leaving and going to other jurisdictions like Abu Dhabi, Switzerland, Singapore, and many other places that have become very friendly to crypto entrepreneurs. Operation Choke Point 2.0 does continue, and the level of scrutiny that's being inflicted upon banks to deplatform crypto companies does continue. There's ample evidence of that. And again, there's a misrepresentation of reality. This administration seems to have a policy of dishonesty first and always. When asked about it, their official position is they're not doing anything, but yet document after document are being produced and example after example are being produced of where people who have some cases had stable banking relations for over 10 years have suddenly and without any explanation been unbanked, debanked, as if they're criminals with no ability to remediate or negotiate. This is not something an organization wants to do. You don't go fire a customer with tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars in their bank account for no reason, especially when that is a good customer for a long period of time. That's something you do when you're forced to do it by a regulator. And hopefully, as congressional investigations continue, this will be uncovered like the original Operation Choke Point, which occurred under the Obama administration, and we'll be able to resolve that a bit. So sorry to be harsh about it, and I understand that people's politics may vary. This is not a political issue; it's an industry issue. It is very uncomfortable when the default position of a government is to treat everybody as a criminal or with great degrees of suspicion, when they've done nothing wrong and they're legally operating and have a constitutional right to operate. That's an abuse of authority and power, especially when all we're doing is creating jobs and preparing the United States for the next economy, the cyber economy, a global economy, an economy with infrastructure security, an economy that produces high-paying jobs for the American people. That's pretty bizarre to label that economy as unnecessary. And then the proponents who are doing that somehow claim this benefits everyday people, even though that means there's a transfer of wealth and power to the most powerful entities in the world, namely giant banks, large financial institutions, and bureaucracies, which are completely unaccountable and can do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. I'm sorry, Pepperidge Farm remembers, and we remember a time when you guys didn't do this. So we're just working our way through it, and I remain optimistic. In the short term,